computer. Hi, this is Stephanie Romero from Awaken Pittsburgh, and I am inviting you into this mindful moment. This month, our theme is bringing mindfulness into the workplace, and I have Rick Stachel with me, who is our board president, to just talk about how we here at Awaken are trying to build a mindful workplace. Thanks for joining me, Rick.
Thanks, Stephanie. It's a pleasure to join you.
And what do you think is the way that you're trying as board president to bring mindfulness into the organization?
Yeah, so I think to start off with, I think for me personally, mindfulness was important in the workplace. And I find this to be true with a lot of people in professions, no matter what they're doing, and especially coming out of, hopefully coming out of COVID soon, where there's a lot more stress, a lot more pressure, and people have not only workplace pressures, but they have family lives too. And so kind of integrating all that with, what's going on with COVID and socially and economically, it's really important to kind of focus yourself and take care of yourself and be mindful of that pressure and kind of engage it, but use it appropriately. So I think that's why it's important to me. And I think too, with the organization overall, I've been so pleased to be associated with it because of my history with mindfulness and how important I think it is in terms of my overall well-being. And I think too, it's really important for us as we kind of embarked on a new strategic plan in the organization, developed a new mission and a new vision for Awaken Pittsburgh. We're really focusing on the mission, supporting well-being and empathy and compassion, and then teaching and encouraging mindfulness. So I think that's, how we're trying to bring it in. And we also do that too, I think, just by hearing others, right? So I really find it to be, a consensus building organization is what we have. And we hear each other out, not only on the board, but volunteers are really important and that what they bring to the organization. We'd like to hear that as well. So it's kind of using that mindfulness within the organization.
Yeah, I love that. I love this idea of being able to bring ourselves as whole people into our workspace, which a lot of
Hmm.
places don't really invite that. But appreciating that we all are whole people and supporting each other as whole people. And then the other thing that you touched on is the way we make our decisions, the way we show up to our meetings, allowing space for reflection, for deep listening. And for folks who are listening, we actually take a mindful moment at the beginning of each of our meetings and try to
Hmm.
pause. So I love that you mentioned all of those ways. Is there anything else that comes to mind for you?
Yeah, I just know too, in the workplace, in a general workplace, it's difficult. People's minds are always, if they're in a meeting, they're checking phones, they're thinking about the next meeting and things like that. And the way we start our meetings is always just helpful, just to ground yourself. And I know in my workplace where I work now, we do the same thing in meetings, just to take a, a brief break and a pause, and just to kind of center yourself in the space that you're in with the people that you're with, is really important. And I think we've kind of raised an additional awareness of that in each of the meetings that we have just recently too, because I think we've gotten away from it. And that's the whole practice of mindfulness, right? It's okay if you wander, but you always want to bring yourself back. So I think that's kind of the important part too.
Awesome. Thanks so much for taking the time to talk with me
Yeah.
today, Rick.
Thank you, Stephanie. I appreciate it.
Bye bye.